How do you feel when you walk back in here now?
I feel I'm happy that it's over because when I come here, I can feel that I used to have a lot of stress.
North Carolina farmer Tom Lim spends his time tending to his crops.
Just try to grab the bottom, like the base of the mushroom.
But for 20 years, all he knew was chickens.
You have no space to walk here because the chicken, so all you gotta do is just like scare them or move them away so you can have your space to walk.
The 4 barns on his property were crammed with the birds as part of a factory farming operation.
You have no control over what you do in the poultry house. Because everything you do is you work under their control.
Lim raised the chickens for a poultry supplier. He provided and was paid for the labor. Everything else in the supply chain, from the chickens themselves to the feed, was owned by someone else.
At the height of production, this farm was home to more than 100,000 chickens at any given time, a job that required work around the clock every single day of the year.
We hear a lot of stories of farmers who have been chewed up and spit out by factory farming. There was a 2014 USDA study that determined that at least 20% of poultry farmers live at or below the poverty line.
I went through a lot of that. Matter of fact, I still owe a lot of money to different credit card, bank. It's very stressful.
Lim went into debt, taking out loans to make upgrades to his operation to keep up with the demands of the supplier. What didn't last was the poultry contract. Lim says it was abruptly canceled, leaving him with empty barns and no way to earn a living.
He told me how when he was raising chickens, he would barely get any sleep. You could see he had lost a lot of weight from the stress. He talked about not having enough money to pay his bills as far as buying food.
He turned to the Transfarmation Project for help, an organization helping factory farmers transition from livestock to self-sustaining plant-based operations. One of the first steps, repurposing and transforming one of the previous chicken barns into a thriving greenhouse.
And what's growing here?
So we have different kinds of beet, raised fish.
You don't have a company who's telling you how to build the structure. It's up to you. You also, as the farmer, own the crops. So you own the lettuces, the mushrooms, the tomatoes, the peppers, whatever. And what's neat is that Tom has his garden over here where he grows things.
The nonprofit has not only helped Lim transform his business, but also introduced him into the future of farming.
And we'll just keep doing the best we can, sir.
I like hydroponic because that's the kind of cool thing that I never had before.
What types of crops are you seeing these farmers gravitate towards or have the most success with?
Most farmers start off with things where they can have a quick turnaround time for harvest because that means they have cash coming in the door, their business is generating income quicker.
From that point until you harvest, how long does that take?
From the seedling point until the harvest point, take about 4 weeks.
That's it?
Yeah, 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. They grow very fast in the water.
The joy that Lim has found in farming, giving him a newfound freedom in his work-life balance.
Ever since we had the greenhouse, he seems more released, more himself. He laughs a little bit more.
What do you love most about your life now?
What I love most about my life now is I have more time to spend with my family. That's the most important.
How do you feel when you see, the name of your farm on there and that's something that you grew?
I don't believe myself. I feel very happy.
And Valerie Castro joins us now. Val, what crop does he love the most there?
So one of the most interesting things that he's growing and one of the most profitable are blue oyster mushrooms. And the Transfarmation Project helped him retrofit an old refrigerated truck to make it the perfect growing environment. He can sell them for about $12 a pound wholesale. And it only takes about 10 days for them to grow, for him to harvest them by the time they've started growing. So they have a really fast growing season, if you will, and he can sell them for quite a bit at market. And Tom is now using profits from selling those mushrooms as well as those other crops to repay some of that debt that he incurred while he was still in the chicken business.
Wow, 10 days is such a quick turnaround. I've never seen a mushroom bunch like that. That's fascinating. I imagine this is like a very scary change for some farmers that might be watching this and thinking, wait a minute, like, how much is it going to cost to make a switch like this? Can you break down a little bit more about how that organization's helping them?
Yeah, Gotti. So it is scary for a lot of these farmers, but a lot of them are at the point where they are desperate, right? They are in debt. And they have no other way to make money. And so they turn to the Transformation Project, and the Transformation Project awards grants to these farmers. Each farmer's financial needs are different based on the infrastructure that they already have. In Tom's case, he already had 4 chicken barns, one of which was turned into that greenhouse. Transformation last year, they awarded 3 different grants totaling $50,000. This year, they're awarding another 3 grants to all female farmers. And Tom says that he's learned so much throughout this process that he's now eager to help other farmers who may be worried, but they want to learn more. He's willing to teach them what he's learned. And he also says down the road, he hopes to employ other people in his community to also work on the farm with him. Gotti?
Salad. Did you eat any of that while you were there?
I did not, but it all looked really good, and it looked
probably
really
more
fresh.
sanitary. That's why you went and I didn't.
Yeah.
Valerie Castro, thank you so much.
Sure.